Well folks, this is boatless angling at its best. Welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. It might be a little bit noisy, but we're going to do the true boatless angler experience. We're going to fish off the side of the road on a bridge. So it's going to be noisy, cars coming around, but you know what folks? That's the real deal when it comes to boatless angling. These are the kind of opportunities and challenges that you have, but you know what? We're going to enjoy it. Come join me for a day on the water. Okay folks, I've made my way under the bridge here as you can see, and the strategy today is going to be twofold. I'm going to open up with a little crankbait, and I've got a small crankbait here, and I've put a single snap. All you need is a snap, not a snap swivel, because the crankbait's not going to spin, it's going to wobble, so the snap will allow the crankbait to maximize its action. So just a single snap, and what I've done with this particular crankbait is I've added a red hook just underneath here in the middle to add a little color and to imitate a little bit of bleeding or wounded action. So that's what I've done there. And what I like to do is when I'm fishing bridges, and all we're going to do today folks is fish for a half an hour, and that's the beauty of fishing a bridge. It's a good stress relief on your way home from work, on your way to work. It's great just to stop, pull over, and get a line wet. That's exactly what we're doing today. And once I've cast the area, I'm going to cast the whole area with the crankbait. Once I've done that, any aggressive fish around will hit the crankbait. But if there's not an aggressive fish, then I'm going to follow up with the flexi-jig. And what I have on the flexi-jig, I just have an artificial plastic bait rigged up there. And the flexi-jig, I'm going to jig along the bottom, look for those less aggressive fish. So I'm hoping to catch, hey, one fish today. If I catch one fish, it's a bonus. And I'm going to start off, folks, by working the other side of the bridge. Always work the outside of the bridge, work my way to under the bridge, and then to the other side of the bridge. And you want to make sure you cover all water. So I'm going to start off by casting the shoreline and then working my way, then casting my way out along that shore. I can see I picked up some weeds on that first cast, a little bit of mossy weed, and I can see there's some weed there close to shore. So I'm going to have to cast just on the other side of the weeds. And when it comes to debris on your lure, you always want to make sure your crankbait is very, very clean, it looks more realistic, and it'll attract more hits. There we go folks, there's a hit. Oh, I just lost him. I think it was a little smallmouth bass. Not bad for a second cast in, so there was an aggressive bite right there. Yeah, I didn't really set the hook that well. That was my fault, I think. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really expecting a hit right away. He kind of caught me off guard. But that's the thing with the aggressive fish. If they're around, they're going to hit. Now, I don't think he'll hit again because he's been startled a bit. Okay, folks, we're going to give it a try right under the bridge now. We had that one miss there out there. Under the bridge is a little more challenging with the cast. You got to kind of cast sidearm, so your rod positioning is very, very important. So you want to follow through with the sidearm cast like that, and that way you'll stay under the bridge as opposed to hooking the bridge. Okay, let's give the other side of the bridge a try. Again, I'm going to start by working the shoreline and then fan casting my way out. Try to cast as far as long as you can also. Cover as much ground as you possibly can. There we go folks, there's a hit. I saw the whole thing. I saw the whole thing. It's a little smallmouth. He came right up and just hit it right there as it was coming close to the shoreline. There we go. One little smallie right there. Oh, how do you like that? He was just on the outside of that bridge there, just on the outside. Okay, he's got both hooks in him, but they're not hooked that badly. I can get him out. Get him out, no problem. He stays still. Oh, okay, now I gotta watch those trebles don't get into my fingers either. Okay, because he's still very green. He hit right close to shore, and I more or less brought him in. So it's a good way to subdue him. Just lip lock the bass, take your bait out. Little smallmouth, just like that. We're going to get him back in the water. Bye, Mr. Smalley. Okay, and that's the thing with bridges, folks. When you're living in the city, there are a lot of bridges around, and all bridges typically hold fish. Main reason? Well, if you think about it, you've got shade here, you've got sun. So you've got shade, which is cover, and typically with bridges, when they're building bridges, there's usually rubble and debris that they leave around from all the cement and the pylons that they pour and whatnot. So there's usually some structure. So fishing bridges is a high percentage area to catch fish. And you know what? When you're off work or just getting started in the morning and you want to stop for a half an hour or an hour and wet a line, what a fantastic way to do it. And it won't take you long to work the area because, I mean, as you can see here, there's not much of an area to work. Mind you, the advantage of a bridge is there are two sides. You could always go fish the other side as well. But it makes for a great stress relief, a lot of fun to do. Bridges are readily available. And I like to always keep a rod in the back of my vehicle for just such cases. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to keep casting a few more casts, and maybe I'll try the jig for 5 minutes, but other than that, I'm going to call it a day, folks. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. To get an opportunity, relieve some stress. Doesn't matter if it's noisy, fish a bridge and have some fun. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and as always, until next time, good luck and good fishing. It's a lot bigger than your arm, Antonio.
It's huge.
A lot bigger than your arm. Your hand looks tiny.